I'm Dr. SCL. I'm a dad, a chiropractor, and the translator you didn't know you needed in this, the first year of parenting. This is Decoded, the first year, the podcast that turns baby brain confusion, mum burnout, and milestone panic into clarity you can actually use. Let's make sense of the chaos by decoding it together. Hey, and welcome to Decoded, the first year. I'm Dr. SCL, chiropractor, a dad, and your decipherer of neurodevelopment and postpartum nervous system chaos. So today we're going to kick things off with a big one, and it starts like this. You're not crazy. You're not broken. You're definitely not failing. But you are dysregulated. Let's unpack what that means and why it is probably the most important concept nobody has ever explained to you in the first year of parenting. Now, let's be real. You're tired, but it's not just tired. You're touched out, probably overstimulated. Maybe you cry at random things, you snap at your partner for no reason, and you feel like you're hovering outside your own body. Sound familiar? You've probably now chalked it up to hormones, sleep deprivation, mum guilt, or maybe I'm just not cut out for this. And I'm here to tell you that is not what is going on. What you are describing is a classic nervous system dysregulation state, and it is more common and more fixable than you've been led to believe. Now, here's the simple version. Your nervous system is your body's control center, and it is always asking one question. Am I safe or am I under any form of threat? Now, if it perceives a threat, physical, chemical, emotional, and especially mental overload, it responds automatically. Your heart rate rises, your muscles tighten, your digestion slows, and you are in a classic fight, flight, or freeze state. Now, this is intended for your survival, not daily living. As a result, if this becomes your default setting, that's when dysregulation sets in. So you may end up feeling snappy, anxious, restless, or totally numb and disconnected, like your foot is permanently stuck on both the accelerator and the brake at the same time. And no, this isn't just a personality flaw or a character trait, and it's definitely not a weakness. It is biology, it is physiology, and most importantly, it is neurology, and it does not have to be this way. See, the postpartum period is the perfect storm for dysregulation. You've just been through a physically intense event, childbirth. So you're suffering from sleep deprivation. You're experiencing normal, massive hormonal shifts. You are constantly being touched and demanded from. You get very little recovery time, and usually no one is checking in on your nervous system. So your body stays on high alert, it doesn't feel safe, and as a result, it shows up with irrational emotions, overwhelm, potentially leading to shutdown, and ultimately the inability to rest, even when baby finally has a sleep. Now, here's the wild part. Your baby's nervous system is developing in real time and is constantly co-regulating with yours. If your system is stuck in survival mode, so is baby's, and vice versa. This dysregulation can keep your cycle going. This doesn't mean you're messing them up. It means that regulation of your nerve system is a team sport. And when you can start to reset, so can Bubbo. Now, you cannot mindset your way out of a dysregulated state. You need help for your nervous system to feel safe again. Now, the cool thing, there are things that you can do yourself to support this process. 1. Try to move. And with regards to movement, frequency trumps duration and intensity. You see, there is a big difference between movement and exercise. And the last thing a new mum needs to be told is that they need to exercise. But movement is key. Secondly, when it comes to your foods, try to avoid the instant gratification style foods. You see, when you're stressed, your body's going to crave things that give you instant feedback, such as sugars. If we get onto that train and that pattern, that cycle of sugars, it will reinforce that fight or flight state. So be very particular about trying to eat low-grade, long-term energy-sustaining foods. Your sleep. When your body is stressed, sleep is definitely an area that will be impacted. And I'm not even talking about Bubbo just yet. The key, one of the greatest foundations to good sleep is going to be your sleep routine. So trying to find a way that you get back into that, whether that be your reading, your meditation, your quiet time, your minimization of screens, music, whatever it is that works for you will serve as a saving grace for you here. And finally, get your nervous system checked. That's where chiropractic comes in. Not as a quick crack or a generic adjustment, but as a specific neurological reset. Now, I use the Gonstead method to assess where your spine is holding tension, how that's impacting your nerve system, and how to support regulation at the source. Because when the spine is aligned and the nervous system is not under that pressure, you can breathe, sleep actually happens easily, and you can respond instead of reacting. So if you feel like you've been a stranger in your own body, you feel like you're failing for not coping better, your baby is mirroring your chaos, please know this: you're not crazy. You're not broken. You're just dysregulated, and we can work with that. If this episode hit home, please share it with another mum who is quietly struggling. And if you want to understand more about the nervous system, especially your babies, come hang out on Instagram at Mount Hawthorn Chiropractic. You've been listening to Decoded, the first year, where we turn overwhelm into understanding and panic into peace. Dr. SCL, out. Thanks for listening to Decoded, the first year, where we translate the mess of early parenting into something that actually makes sense. Be sure to share this episode with a friend, a partner, or a mum that you know who is quietly struggling through the noise and secretly Googling every milestone. If you want to hear more decoding, follow at Mount Hawthorn Chiropractic on the socials. Let's keep decoding the chaos. No mansplaining, no pressure, no judgment, just clarity when you need it most.